Here set our outbound URL excluding patterns. This void add void outbound link pattern. This method is a void method parameter string patterns. This method adds a wildcarded pattern to the prevent collecting matching outbound links URLs. For example, if there is star Google star is added, then any outbound links containing the word Google will be ignored. The star character matches 0 or more any characters. Now you can simply identify these methods. Spider.add avoid outbound link patterns with parameters star question id equals star. Now you can see without including question mark id equals equal, it matches any character. Same as here, you can see dot mypages dot personal dot comcast dot aol dot and negotiation mark. Use a cache so we don't have to refresh URL previously fetched. Now you can see the fetch from cache function. This is a boolean function. If equal to 1, it means true. Then pages are fetched from cache when possible. If 0, the cache is ignored. The default value is 1. Regardless, if no cache dir is set, then the cache is not used. This is the main functionality of the fetch from cache function. You can see the bottom of the lecture site, you can update cache. The update cache is a boolean function. If equal to 0, then pages saved to the cache. If 0, the cache is ignored. The default value is 1. Regardless, if no cache dir is set, then the cache is not used. Now there is a while loop seed urls dot get count. This is greater than 0. It get the ck string URL. It returns the seed urls.pop function to URL variable. Finally, spider.initialize URL. The initialize URL, it is a void method. It parameter, we can give the string domain. Initialize the component to begin spiring a domain. Calling initialized clears any patterns added via the add the void outbound link pattern, the function method we used earlier, and add a void pattern and add must match pattern methods. The domain name passed to this method is what is returned by the domain property. The spider only crawls URLs within the same domain. The spider for URLs of the domain. The first save the base modern in the scene domains. The ck string domain. The domain, it is a string method, the domain name that is being spidered. This is the domain previously set in the initialize method. Now you can see again we use the append function. Finally we are using integer value called I, and boolean value called success. Again we use the for loop. If initially I is equal to 0, its check condition is I less than or equal to 4. Okay, increment the I by 1. The success is equal to spider dot crawl next. Now this is the boolean function crawl next. Crawls the next URL in the internal list of unspidered URLs. The URL is moved from the unspidered list of the spidered list. Any new links within the same domain and not yet spidered are added to the unspidered list. Now there is a if condition. If success is not equal to true, it breaks the function. Now you can see the display the URL we just crawled. Printf we use to spider.last URL. The last URL is a string function parameter, read only parameter we can pass the URL of the last page spidered. If the last URL was retrieved from cache, we won't wait, otherwise we will wait 1 second before fresh the next URL. There is if condition spider.get the last from cache. The last from cache is a boolean variable. Again the parameter is read only, equal to 1 if the last page spidered was fetched from the cache, otherwise equal to 0. Spider.sleep ms 1000. The spider.sleep ms. The sleep ms is a void function. The parameter is an integer milliseconds. We pass 1000 milliseconds to it. And finally add the outbound links to the seed URLs except for the domains we have already seen. There is a for loop. Initially I is equal to 0. The check condition is I is less than or equal to spider.get number outbound link. The number of outbound links here we initially define, and the increment value is I is added to 1. The URL spider.get outbound link parameter is I. The returns the nth URL in the already spidered URL list. Indexing begins at 0. Returns a null on Felice. Now this is the for condition. It passes the get domain URL ck string base domain. The spider dot get base domain it passes to the base domain. That is if condition again. You can see if not seen domains contains base domain, the seed URLs append parameter so URL. There is a final if condition seed URLs dot get count. If it is greater than 1000, break the condition. This is the C++ example part 2.